A while back, Bandai announced that they will increasing the prices of all their plastic model kits starting on April 2025. Bandai Spirit's president and CEO Hiroshi Sakaki stated that they will revise the price structure due to several factors: the recent sharp rise in raw materials and the packaging costs, as well as the increased distribution expenses. Yeah, it's really a sad news, but honestly, I completely understand. Many countries are experiencing recessions, and Japan has been hit particularly hard. Though I do appreciate that Bandai has tried to maintain affordable prices for so long. That being said, we've already seen some prices increase this year, especially with the Gundam Seed Freedom kits. For example, the Kalrura alone costs significantly more than what an HG kit used to cost. And to be fair, high grades are evolving as times goes on. HGs are supposed to be these affordable entry-level model kits, but nowadays it feels like I have to think twice about what I buy because of how expensive everything has become. And I understand Gunpla is getting popular and popular every year. Take note, Gunpla prices differ to country. So I decided to look online for some cheap high grades. And that's when I stumbled across these guys. They are called a mime from Kyoukai Senki, or you could say a mime warrior at the borderline. An anime that aired in 2021. Bandai marketed these as the next big thing, or dare I say, the next Gundam. They were produced by Sunrise, part of the Sunrise Beyond. But is that still a thing? Anyway, this was Bandai's attempt to create a new mecha franchise to sell their model kits alongside their Gunplas. So how did these kits do? Well, they flopped. And they flopped hard. Not an anime fan or a mecha fan was watching the anime, and a lot of people say that they were not vibing the show and the design of the mecha. And sadly, no one was buying the model kits either. I bought my kits in regular price, but in Japan, the kits are now on clearance. In many stores, you'll still see the Kyoukai Senki high grades just sitting there on shelves, untouched, collecting dust. Honestly, it's pretty sad. Usually when you go to Hobby Link Japan, sometimes the kit you want is not always there, but for Kyoukai Senki kits, they are still available, and it's on sale. The original Kenbu is only $8. Oh my god. When I decided to buy some of the high grades, I also decided to give the anime a try. And my god, the story, well, it's a story I've seen many times before. The characters are bland and uninteresting. None of them stood out. As the series progressed, it seemed confused about what tone it wanted to stick with. Sometimes it went dark, sometimes it went wholesome, and other times it leaned into a slice of life elements. In theory, that mix could work, but in this case, it felt like the show was constantly at odds with itself. So I did understand why some people drop this anime, because if nothing is happening, it's kinda boring. Ironically, the most interesting character isn't even a human. It's an AI robot called Ghost. When Ghost is on screen, things actually get fun. And that leads me to the biggest positive of this series: the fight scenes. The fight choreography animation for robots is pretty incredible. I'm not saying it's the best animation ever, but if the budget is on point, the battles were super engaging and fun to watch. The sound design in particular reminded me of a lot of Iron-Blooded Orphans, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of the same team work on this. Honestly, the fight scenes were the main reason I kept watching until the very end. So if you only care about the mecha battles, this anime might be worth a shot. But for me, it's a solid 6 out of 10 anime. But what about the model kits? Well, I think they're the coolest thing ever. It's sad that so many people slept on these kits because they're absolutely amazing high grades. Even though it did not sell well, I still hear good things from people reviewing it. They remind me of a mix between Nightmare Frames from Code Geass and Armored Core. They're fantastic alternatives to a Gundam model kit. These kits are a bit bigger than your typical HG since they're 1/72 scale, reflecting their smaller size compared to Gundams in real life. For this video, I bought the Kenbuzan, an upgraded version of the original Kenbu, and the Miles Protagoyo from the side story Ultra Steel Ogre gear. While building them, I noticed that they have their own unique mechanics, which are very different from a Gundam kit. Bandai wanted these to feel like more of a realistic military style mecha, and the result is a very solid build. If you want in-depth review of these kits, I highly recommend checking out Mecha Gaigotsu review of Protagoyo and Charlie426 review for the Kenbuzan. Honestly, I didn't think much of these kits when I started making this video, but after building them, I feel like I want to collect them all. The Ghost model kit in particular looks amazing, and I'm definitely planning to buy that one next. If you're interested in these kits, now is probably the best time to grab them. I don't think Bandai will reprint these kits because the series didn't gain much of a following. 10 years from now, some company like Mendroid might revive them, but who knows. So if you think Gunplas are too expensive nowadays, this is a cheaper alternative. Make good use of the sales and discounts while they are available before it's all gone. And that wraps up my video. To counter my earlier points, yes, there are still a lot of affordable HG kits out there, and I'm glad to see Build Fighters, Iron-Blooded Orphans, and Gundam Age are back on shelves. However, moving forward to 2025, I think Gunplas will be generally become pricier for newer releases. I just wanted to talk about this model kit line that ended a year ago because it's just sad not many people bought them, even though they were on sale. Sometimes the high shipping fees from Japan can be a real buzzkill for everyone. And yes, model kits that aren't Gundam tend to not be as popular. Still, I chose Kyoukai Senki because it's probably one of the best in terms of quality. If this franchise had continued, we would probably seen so many created evolution with the mime. But I highly doubt it's going to happen because, let's face it, if a product flops, Bandai tends to just move on and forget it ever existed. Plus, you need an anime that's more than just decent to capture people's hearts. And sadly, typical mecha anime isn't very popular right now. Okay, that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It's been great, and hopefully I can upload the next video earlier. So that's it. Bye guys.